All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to Tyler 444 Sports Athlete Interviews. This will be episode number 14 of our athlete interviews, and we're actually going to be doing an interview for a different sport, wrestling, and a different state, South Carolina. So please welcome from Nation Ford High School, wrestling in Fort Mill, South Carolina. Please welcome Camron Maygar. Say what's up.
What's up?
All right, and Dominic Tracy.
What's up?
And Cameron Goff. What's up?
How you doing?
All right, awesome stuff. So you three are a part of Nation Ford High School wrestling in South Carolina, and wrestling is, I'd say, pretty good at your state, right? Pretty good for South Carolina.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's definitely going up
tough.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Any high school sport, definitely in South Carolina, it could be pretty energetic. So I wanted to ask, as my first question, a lot of sports, and especially wrestling, and especially as an athlete, you got to be ready mentally and physically. So what is it like to prepare? And how long do usually the wrestling meets, how long do they last? And did you have any quad meets or tournaments this season?
So like the week of, if it's on like a weekend, we usually go like a hard practice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, kind of chill Thursday, and then it's more like pretty much nothing on Friday because we're just trying to perfect everything, get everything down to like perfect pretty much.
And technique like the last day. Yeah, I agree.
And if it's on like a weekday, that's when like dual meets are, usually like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, something like that. It will be like, sometimes we'll have Saturday practice at our local club, C2X, and then we'll have practice Monday, and then we'll practice Tuesday, and then we'll have our meet that's Wednesday, Thursday, something like that. And we actually did have quite a few quad and tri meets. We had 2 home quad meets this year. We had a few tri meets, and yeah, we had plenty of tournaments, tough tournaments to prepare for.
There you go, and especially that's definitely a very tough schedule with tournaments, and especially those bigger tournaments in the playoffs and regionals and things like that. That could be pretty big, and every individual match counts. It always counts in the match for, and that's very good to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right. So, go ahead.
I said, our coach always said that, we're only as good as our worst guy, because at the end of the day, it's like that one, like a 3-point match or like a 5-point match or 6-point match, like that could add up to like, who wins or who loses.
Right. And also I wanted to add on that close matches are close matches. They could sway either way. It could be a 1-point win or a 2-point loss. Like it could always be really, really close. I wanted to ask as a side question. So my school is part of the IHSA, which is Illinois High School Association. I'm not sure if it's like usually like the whole United States does it, but for overtime matches, usually the next person that scores a point wins. Is that you guys do that in your state?
Yes, sir.
A sudden death match, like in a sudden death period.
Yeah, like a sudden death, like it's a minute and 30 seconds. So that's actually really cool. That's one of my favorite parts about wrestling, that goes to overtime, because everybody's yelling, everybody's standing, and it's actually really insane. Did any of your matches, by the way, go to overtime this year?
Oh, Cameron.
Yeah, I had like probably close to 5 that go to overtime. And then one of them was in the region championship. It went 4 overtimes and it ended up winning 6-5.
Wow, that had to be an extra 2 minutes, right? Or an extra 2.5 minutes?
Yeah,
wow.
It was awful. It sucks so bad, I'll be honest.
But everybody was probably standing, everybody was cheering for you. That must have been.
Yeah, I was one of the last ones, I think. I'm pretty sure I was the last one.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. The last one in the tournament.
Yeah, you really gotta give that extra push, especially in the overtime. Like, yeah, if you give up just a little bit of leeway, like you get taken out, and that's the match. Like that's where all your training comes in. It's all muscle memory from there.
There you go. Well said. And on to my next question. Not about overtime, but you guys are very good wrestlers, so you probably had pins, winning by pins. How many have you had this season, and what is it like to win a match like that, and especially if it's an important one?
I think I had over 8 pins, and it's kind of just like a good feeling because it means you were kind of dominant the whole match, and like you're kind of put your works into it, and your works kind of showed off, showing that you're the more dominant guy during the match. It's a good overall feeling.
There you go.
Yeah, I would say that I had around. Let me think. I think I had around around there, like maybe like 11, 10-ish pins. And yeah, it definitely feels like, your all your progress that you had during the season paid off, and like you were overall the better wrestler, and that just shows off there, especially when you just dominate your opponent like that.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think I had about 20, 25, something like that. And it feels pretty nice to get a good pin sometimes. Sometimes it'd be like a 30-second one. Sometimes it'd be like a last-second type of situation. And, yeah, it's a really good feeling. But whenever you, kind of beat a scrub, I guess you could say, it's not really as good of a feeling. But whenever you're wrestling a tough match, it's like a 1-2 point match and you pin them. That's such a great feeling, and especially pinning somebody at home, which I did pretty much every match this season, was awesome to do.
Yeah, and especially, Cam, as you were talking about, those close games, those close matches, anything can happen. You do a pin, the match is automatically over. There's no third period, there's no overtime. It's over. You won. That's another good thing about wrestling. And that's another good thing, that you get more experience under your belt. And having more experience under your belt is being a multi-sport athlete. So I wanted to ask, do you play any other sports?
I play baseball. I do baseball during the spring and over the summer. But I say wrestling is more of my main sport. I kind of do baseball as like a hobby, kind of. So I still enjoy playing it, but I kind of just do it for fun.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I would say like I mainly do wrestling, but I do pick up hobbies like pickleball, basketball, and stuff. I definitely can tell how my wrestling translates to that, because I feel like wrestling has made me have such more coordination with my body, and makes me such more athletic. So I definitely translate to other sports I like to do.
And then I think I played. It was up until my freshman year. I did both football and wrestling. But after my freshman year of football, I quit and decided to focus on wrestling my last 3 years.
Nice. Yeah, and even if you do quit other sports, you have that experience under your belt. You know what it's like to play sports. You know what it's like to commit. And if athletes are so committed, they're gonna be better down the road. And that's really fun to see.
Definitely.
Yeah. Another question is, why can wrestling matches help you become a more successful person? Why can committing and winning wrestling matches help you become more successful?
I feel like it teaches you that everything's not going to go your way in life, because you might expect to win every match. You're not expecting to lose. And whenever you're up by a few points, or whenever it's a close match against somebody you've always beat, and then you end up taking that L in front of a big crowd, you're like, oh crap, what do I do? And in life, not everything's going to go your way, like job, your relationship, anything really. It's never going to go your way, and it just goes to show you how tough everything is. We're just in high school, and this sport's already tough. It's making our life tough with school, jobs, everything. It just goes to show you how tough everything's going to be. And I feel like it's just preparing us for the adult life, honestly.
Yeah, kind of builds that discipline. You can't skip a day. You can't have a cheat meal during the season, because then you're overweight, and then you gotta cut that off. It shows you gotta keep grinding every single day. It also shows you how to face adversity. Like what Cam said, not everything's gonna go your way. You gotta make sure that even if you're down, that you keep going forwards and you're working to be the best self you can be.
Yeah, definitely. It's like, I'm coach said that, this sport is probably like the least fair sport because sometimes people always say like, whoever works the hardest is going to win. But sometimes that's not always the case, like some guy could get you in a spot and, that's the match. And that's how it is. Like, I feel like it made me like a really humble person. And, like every time I get like, get like kind of like a confidence boost, like a high, like it brings me back down to earth, which is like, I feel like if you look at it in a positive way, that's kind of like a good thing,
Yeah, well, I would 100% agree on that. I mean, I played basketball when I was in school, and I just kind of knew we didn't play a lot of games, but I just kind of knew just the fundamentals of being an athlete. You're not going to win every game. Everything's not going to go your way, and again, that does teach you about life. Everybody's going to make mistakes, but you know what? It's better to admit to your mistake. And I'm going to say, hey, I'm not going to do this again. And if I do this again, I'm going to say, what went wrong? How am I going to fix this? I'm going to think about this. Here's how I'm going to fix this to make sure I don't do it again. It's just progressive discipline.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think our coaches do a lot about that. Yeah, help us out like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's how you know you have good coaches. Coaches that can really, really push you. Set the bar high for you. I've mentioned that in so many of the past my interviews. If a coach sets the bar high for you, then you're going to go far. You're going to go far later in life. Just kind of like the school, Deerfield High School, that just recently made the state championship. They lost that game. They got second place. But we weren't even expected to get to the state championship. Somehow, Deerfield High School made it to the state championship for boys basketball in 2026, which was crazy. But it's because the players kept believing, the coach kept believing, the assistant coaches setting the bar high, hitting the grind, and you know what? Sometimes it's all going to pay off. There's going to be the good and there's going to be the bad. Sometimes it's just going to pay off.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and like our coach would, tell us about how like, we set this record for this and this record for that. And I like, it kind of helped all of us put it in perspective that even though we're like kind of like a newer team and, this is our coach's like first year, like we're better than almost like all the past teams. Like we had the, most wins the single season. We had a playoff win in the past like 6 years, and we just been growing and growing.
In 10 years.
Yeah, Dominic, what were you gonna say?
It was like, what Cam said. It was our first playoff game in 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable! First playoff game in 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
That takes a lot, man. That's definitely a goal. That is a huge goal that you guys accomplished. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now I want to get into kind of a fun question. A lot of athletes, they always put in the work in, and sometimes when the hard work does pay off, they sometimes get to do things that they might enjoy. So you guys are near an amusement park that I know about called Carolyn. So did you guys go last summer, or if you're going this summer, and if you went, what's the experience like?
I haven't gone since last winter. It's pretty fun, I would say. I don't think I would go on like a normal summer day. Whenever there's an event, whenever there's like a normal event, like we have a thing called Winterfest, Scare Winds. That's when it's like Halloween and winter. I like going then. I like going with some of my friends. It's a good, fun time to have. But to be honest, since I've lived here for so long, it gets more on the boring side now because I grew up and I went there so much. But every now and then, I do think it's pretty fun to go with my friends.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Before
Yeah.
before Dominic and Cam speaks, I want to point out something. It does get a little boring sometimes because when you go to the same amusement park over and over and over. My home park that I live the closest to is Six Flags Great America, and it has the same coasters and rides every time, which is crazy. But Cam, I wanted to ask you, have you gone to any other amusement parks besides Carowinds?
I've gone to Universal in Florida. I think that's what it's called, but I didn't go on too many rides. I went on like a Hulk roller coaster and some stuff like that, but that was a few years ago. But other than that, I've never really gone anywhere. I mean, I've gone on like some like ski lifts, if you count that, I guess. But other than that, really, no.
Okay.
I haven't seen too many.
I'm glad you do have that experience that you did. I've also been at the Universal Studios in Florida, which is also really nice. Dom and Cam, did you go to the Carowinds amusement park last summer, or are you going this summer?
Yeah, I went. Last time I went was in October. It was during Scarefest, and just like a fun environment. Like it's like kind of like a third party place where you can meet up with people, and like just kind of hang out with friends without having our eyes watching you. Like if you go to like the mall or something, like there's always gonna be someone you know. But if you go to Carowinds, like you kind of expect people to know there. But it's just like a good place to have fun with. And I'm planning on going this summer too.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, I went to Scarewinds too. Yeah, it was really fun, honestly. You know, like all the scare actors and everything like that, and the haunted houses that they had there were like, yeah, they're pretty intense. I remember they had like this little cornfield one. But I actually really enjoy Carowinds, like especially the Fury, like especially when you know the feeling in your stomach whenever you get to that drop. You know, it gets you every single time. But I understand when like cameras say it can get a little stale, but I think that them having like Winterfest and Scarewinds and all that stuff, it kind of like keeps things a little bit newer.
There you go. It seems like you guys are mentioning a lot about the Scarewinds. So I've been to the Holiday in the Park. I've been to like the Winterfest and stuff for Carowinds, which is really nice. I don't think I've been to their Scarewinds, so maybe that's something that I should try, and maybe I should come in the fall.
Yeah, 100%.
Check it out.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. But that's awesome that you guys have fun. But the real lesson is you got to work hard to play hard. You got to work hard to earn things. And you just got to just keep hitting the grind, and good things might happen, which is really fun.
Yeah.
So that is going to wrap up episode number 14 of Tyler 444 Sports Athlete Interviews. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. So, I'm Tyler 444, along with Cameron, another Cameron, and Dominic, and we will see you guys hopefully in the next video. Wave bye to everybody.
Bye, everybody.
See you
Thank
guys.
you.